Emily, Pharmacist Witch here, coming at ya from a beautiful park, trustee's property near my home in Massachusetts. I'm here with Ellie Girl. So we're here, it's midday on a Tuesday, and I'll tell you why I'm here doing this in a moment. But first I wanted to share, a lot of times in my work when I ask someone, what is it that you really want for your life? You get this one wild, precious life. At least as far as we know, in this body, at this moment, you get one shot, one life. What do you most want to spend your time doing? And surprisingly, a lot of the time, the answer I get is, I just want to retire. And when I push, sometimes, I'll ask, okay, well then when you retire, what will you do with your time then? And sometimes people know, and sometimes people say nothing. I just want to do nothing. And this signals to me a couple of different possible things. One, you might just be so burnt out, it's hard to even imagine what's possible for yourself. And so there are ways to heal that. And maybe what you're looking for is just a change in your mindset. Maybe for you, what retirement represents is a relief of thinking about providing for yourself, a relief of thinking about earning. Maybe when you retire, maybe what it is that you really want, maybe it's time doing the things that you love, spending time with your family, spending time on your hobbies, golfing every day, all of that's great. What I would recommend, if this is you, if what you want most right now is to retire, think about an ideal day in retirement. What would you do with that gift of a beautiful day? What would your mindset be? What would you do with your minutes? And then think about how you might incorporate some of that right now. You want to golf more? You want to woodwork? You want to paint or sew? Heck, you could build that in right now. You could find 30 minutes and do some woodworking. You could find a way also to shift that mindset. If you're worried about providing, if you're worried about the burdens of work, can you be present? Can you find a way to prove to yourself you are safe, you are whole, you are enough just for being? Just for being. Not for doing, not for earning, just for being. You can find that for yourself right now, regardless of whether you're retired or you're working. So having said all of that, I find myself sometimes thinking, gosh, I can't wait to the point in my business when, I'm making lots of money and I don't have to worry anymore. And I can take my gorgeous, sweet dog out for walks and, not worry about taking that time away from building my business. And I was thinking, well, gosh, what if I just did that right now? What if I took this awesome little dog in front of me out for a walk because she deserves it and I deserve it and we're allowed to just be, and this is what I hope for my life. I hope to be able to spend this time with her. So that's what we're doing. We're just taking this day, this morning, we're taking a couple of hours out of building the business and we're just going for a walk. And we'll see what happens, but this feels right. Thanks. So I just finished my walk with Ellie Belly, the middle of the morning this Tuesday. And I'll tell you what, I learned some really awesome things. So we started walking and it was not that far into our walk when Ellie sat down and just refused to go any further. And this has happened before. And it always makes me so sad because I'm not gonna, tug her along, and even treats, like I'll get her to move a little bit forward, but then it's, we're not moving. So in the past, I've just turned around and said, oh, I guess that's the end of the walk. But today I didn't do that. Today I sat for a minute and I was frustrated as heck that she wouldn't move. And then I had a thought, what if I just dropped the leash and kept going? There was no one around. I actually didn't see anyone else on the whole walk. So I dropped the leash and sure enough, she came bounding after me after I started walking up ahead. And I think this was one of the most powerful lessons that I have learned yet. Ellie seems to be my best spiritual mentor and guide. And the lesson was, we have to be willing to risk it for our freedom. She was willing to forego a walk entirely at the chance of doing it on her terms, at the chance of doing it without being on the leash the whole time. And I think it really goes back to this point of, what do you want for your life? You have to be willing to claim it. You can live the life you want. Just take that step. Be willing to show yourself, show the universe that you mean it. And Ellie meant it. She wanted that freedom. She deserves that freedom. We all do. So just like for me, taking the step to go for a walk and be present and, not think about work and not worry about what was going to happen when I got done. What is your example of that, right? What do you want that you can claim right now? I worry, I've had 2 careers before this career as a witch. I was a high school teacher and I found myself in a cage. I was working crazy hours. I wasn't making enough money. And then I switched and became a pharmacist. And somehow still, despite a much higher salary, I ended up not feeling like I was making enough money. And also I was feeling like I was in another cage, right? I ended up again working crazy hours, not feeling like I was living a life in alignment. So I want to be really intentional about this next endeavor, this work as a witch. I am not going to let it become another cage. And I have to do that with intention. I have to claim my time. I have to claim my freedom. No one's going to give it to me. So that's all I wanted to share. Thank you.